Welcome back, YouTube, to a special Happy Halloween edition of Pack Crack with the Game Engineer. I am, of course, the Game Engineer, and today we are going to be going with the theme. And the theme, of course, is a scary, spooky Halloween, and what better exemplifies that than Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, and, of course, the new set Duskmourn. So, let's get to it. Today, we'll probably start out with the set boosters here. And who knows what other spooky surprises will be in store for us. So without further ado, let's get after it. So, uh, Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow. These were a paired set that came out a couple years ago. What do they say on the back? I bet we have a date. It looks like, I want to say it was like 2021, it looks like. So yeah, just a few years back. Arguably, I believe Midnight Hunt is the slightly better set, um, due to the fact that you can pull Meat Hook Massacre from it, which is, I think, the chase card for this set. But if you like vampires, well, Crimson Vow might be the one for you. So there you go. With that in mind, I will maybe start with the Crimson Vow and see what sort of cool things we pull. There is, I believe, the possibility to get Edgar Markov in this, I think. Of course, the set itself is related to, about a marriage between, I think it's Olivia and Edgar. And so here we have a full art card, Parasitic Grasp. We've got a lovely looking foil swamp in the style of this particular block. So these were kind of cool, the black and white. I think the foils especially pop pretty nice. I think you guys can see that here on the screen. So we got a Blood Servitor, Bleeding Them Dry, Gift of the Fangs. This one is kind of cool. It kind of reminded me of one of the Strixhaven set as well, with some of the interesting art. We have a Grisly Ritual, a Snare, Whispering Wizard, a Foreboding Statue, double-sider there, with a Forsaken Thresher. Then, before we start getting to the rare slots, we do have a Bloodsworn Squire. It turns into a Knight. And our first rare, right there, folks, is a Doom Weaver. Big ol' spider. If you have arachnophobia, then not a great set for you because there are quite a few spiders in this set. And look at that, we got a mythic. First one of the evening. Necro Duality. Look at that. Siamese zombies. Or conjoined zombies, I guess, is maybe the preferred nomenclature these days. All right. Well, let's see what we have in the next bag here. All right, full art card of Mina Harker. All right. We've got another swamp. Was that the same swamp? Slightly different swamp, it looks like. Slightly different swamp than we got before. We've got a Disciple, some Combatants, a Flame Breather, a Braid, a Taxidermist, a Swarm, a Infestation Expert, Belligerent Guest, Blood Petal Celebrant, and a rare in the Lens Flare. Right there. And we did pull out a Blood Petal Celebrant in a foil. Okay. so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Um, I think these were a lower power set overall compared to some of the adjacent sets. We do see, it looks like Ren and 7 there. We've got those combatants, more flame breathers. This is almost an identical pack to what we just opened. Markov Retribution, Skulking Killer, the Drogskull Infantry. And there we go. Look at that. That's a pretty fancy spiritual armor and weaponry there. Then we have a couple rares here. We've got Dying to Serve, some zombie servants. We've also got Tauren, Fist of the Angels. So another rare. Strangely enough, kind of in a bit of a weird, different style of art than the rest of the set. And some blood, terribly appropriate for a vampire set. So next we got werewolf set, because what is more classic than werewolves versus vampires? And look at that scary looking wolf right there, primal adversary. And we've got a plane, a Dawnheart Rejuvenator, an Elementalist, a Revelation, Skrillex, I guess, which is a nasty looking pterodon of sorts. We got a Chaplain of Alms, turns into a Shieldgeist, a Lunarch Veteran, turns into a Phantom. We've got a Naturalist in the showcase art. And Visions of Glory is the first rare in this particular set. Looks like there's a happy version of what's happened to that guy in the mirror finish. Got a Deserted Beach, another rare. And a Harvesttide Infiltrator, double-sider foil. Okie doke. Next up, we have somebody with some fancy looking armaments on him. A Scob Wrangler. We have an island, stuffed bear, candle trap, interesting. Shadow beast sighting. Tap it on the window. Moonrise. Got a kind of cool demon there. Baithook angler. It turns into some sort of geist. Shady traveler. Never trust a shady traveler because they inevitably turn out to be a werewolf. We've got a bird admirer, another werewolf. And that, of course, brings us to a Curse of Surveillance. So if you don't want a wizard looking through your hands, mind your P's and Q's. And then we've got a Juniper Order Ranger. I think this is Cold Snap by the looks of it. So digging deep there in the list. Okay, we've got a Vampire Token Creature. What's the other side of that game? We've got what over here? We got a looks like almost like a Baba Yaga type deal. Creeping in moving around. We've got a Gavany Silversmith. Silver, of course, always effective against those darn werewolves. Cather Commando. Given some sunlight to this big beastie right there. We've got a Silver Bolt, which I imagine would also do some damage. Defend the Celestus. I believe that was something that caused the moon to be out, a large artifact that caused the moon to be out all the time, which is obviously a pretty solid thing for a werewolf. Cather's Call, another Shady Traveler, another Admirer, another Infiltrator. A Geistflame Reservoir is a rare in that pack, though not a particular notable one. And we got a Baneblade Scoundrel. Okay, so nothing really doing anything too fancy for us so far. I think we'll kind of take these guys out in this order. So we'll start with the Crimson Vow Collector booster. And there we go. I actually really like the art on the fronts of Crimson Vow, however. I think that sort of like vague, unfinished art style actually is really cool and kind of works for it. That is, of course, looks like the marriage ceremony between the two vampires. And what do we have here? A human and spirit token. Then starting here, we've got a bunch of commons. And these guys just pulled a werewolf in. We got a Wandering Mind, Retrieve. Got some swampy action. We do have a rare here with the Voldaren Bloodcaster. It's a double-sider. Bloodbat Summoner. We have a Mirage Phalanx. So that, of course, is going to be the goodly folks. You can tell by the herons on their shield. We got Sigarda's Summons. Another rare. That's in Borderless. We've got Wedding Security. Definitely looking to keep out the Wedding Crashers. We've got a Search the Count's Castle. So this is, I believe, from maybe one of the special ones that's Dracula related. Not a rare, but yeah, that one's just a single-sider. And then we have Anya, Maid of Dishonor, which is a rare. And a Blood Hypnotist. And here we go is, I believe, another Dracula card. This one is a rare, however. Dr. John Seward. Ooh. I believe he's talking about Dracula here. He seems absolutely imperturbable. I can fancy what a wonderful power he must have over his patients. All right, Midnight Hunt. Up next. Okay, Duress. We got a Sentry. We got Plummets. We got a Bird Admirer. We got a Revelry. A Cut Purse. Ooh. It's a Geist. We have a Champion of the Perished, which that is the first rare of the pack. We've got Curse of the Clinging Webs. We've got a Harvest a Ghoul Caller. And from the pack itself, from the cover, I believe, right there, Candlegrove Witch, an Infiltrator, and we got a Mythic, Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Spells can't be countered. Along with a Tavern Ruffian double-sider and a Pithing Needle. So, pith away. And that's all she wrote. Zombie vampire token. All right, on to Duskmourn. Pardon my extra E in the title. I guess I was going off of Bloodborne, but obviously this is a little different. All right, Give into the violence. Friendly Teddy. Grabbing that prize. I don't know if I'd grab that key. A Slavering Branch Snapper. Shepherding Spirits. Cynical Loner. Let's play a game. Mayhem. A Seeker. Some swampy action. And that's looking like a nicer card right there. It's not the Fracture foil or Shatter foil, but it's something. It's a mythic. The Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. So yeah, the one of the, I would say one of the chase cards in this set. Then we've got a Barbed Flare Goblin coming in at a rare. We've got a Omnivorous Flytrap coming in at a rare. And a Leyline of Mutation. I don't believe that one has been banned. It was Leyline of Resonance, if I recall. And the Swarm Weaver in one of the alternate styles of art, which it's kind of got like a B foil, I guess. B-double-E foil, to be more specific. And yeah, just our little beastie friend, and I believe his name, little guy on his back, is Toby. Toby and his buddy, just chilling in the plane of pure evil monster demon. All right. So I did tell you that we are going to have a couple mystery surprises. Not actually that spooky. Here we go, is a Modern Horizons 2 collector booster. So let's see if we get a spooky surprise of, I don't know, maybe a fetch land. I don't know if we'll have enough time. All right, we've got a Break Ties. Here we go. We're on point with the theme here. A Nested Shambler, zombie creature. We've got Hard Evidence. Fodder Tosser. That might fit. A Glinting Creeper. Ravenous Squirrels. Hey, nothing says Halloween like being attacked by tiny little furry critters. And here we've got an Etched Foil Plains of, I believe this was a popular art that first showed up around Tempest, I want to say. But yeah, that is etched foil. Kind of doesn't pick up super well on the camera, but it is, trust me. And what do you know? Bada bing, bada boom. We got a Verdant Catacombs. We've also got a Floodhound. We got a Nykthos Paragon coming in at rare. We've got a Road to Ruin. We've also got a foil Chatterstorm. If I saw all those glowing eyes coming out of a tree at me on Halloween, I would run. We've got Shenanigans. Always a good one. And this is also a foil. We got a Marsh Flats in retro framed etched foil. So there we go. Let's throw up the sign. So two fetches in one pack, not bad. Especially we got a borderless and a retro etched frame. And then we've got an engineer rounding out our rares before we chill out with what appears to be either it looks like Kaladesh almost, but it could also be Arabian Nights. Hard to say. And look at that, keeping us on point with the zombie finisher. But wait, there's more. Scary dragons, scary ghastly ghoul geist things. That is what the Nazgul kind of are. So let's see if this pack delivers. This is, of course, the holiday edition. which had a few more treats in it than some of the others did. All right, we've got a Bewitching Leechcraft, Erebor Flamesmith, Uglok of the White Hand, Bilbo retiring the Urukai Berserker, Lorien Revealed. We got Butterbur, Bree Innkeeper. We have a Grishnok, the Brash Instigator. Beautiful, what I think they call that a Surge Foil. Surge Foil Swamp. That's kind of a pretty card. Then we have a Glowin Dwarf Emissary coming in at our first rare. We also have a Rapacious Guest. Rapacious is a great word, and everybody should use it a little bit more. We also have an Arboreal Alliance. Elves plus Treants equals likely some dead orcs, is my guess. We also have an Elven Chorus in a Surge Foil. Check that out. That looks kind of cool. Surge. Also coming in rare. And we've got a Meriadoc Brandybuck, otherwise known as Merry, Marion Pippin, if you recall. Also in a Surge Foil. And what do you know? What do you know? We got a poster card. I'm gonna throw up. We'll throw up maybe a cha-ching. And this is the Witch King of Angmar. Not foiled, but it's a cool card nonetheless. And coming in at a mythic. So there you go. I think that might be the first one I pulled. I haven't pulled a ton of those packs. Those boosters they've surged quite a bit. Much like this almost zombie looking guy, although I think that is supposed to be one of Shelob's save for later meals. And an orc army. So there we go. Finishing strong. I mean, witches, certainly appropriate for Halloween. Even if this one happens to be a witch king. And yeah, I think that'll be a good ending for us tonight, folks. So thanks so much for stopping in. And of course, the Game Engineer will return one day, probably not tomorrow, because the Game Engineer's little mini-me's need to go get some candy. So enjoy your Halloween, be safe, be happy, and get a whole bunch of candy. We'll see you next time.